Hi guys, guess who's back? Sophia and I have an amazing recipe to show you and a quite creative makeup for the holidays.
So I'm like really excited, and the oven is very excited
I
too.
know, I preheated it. I already got us ready. I'm telling you, I preheated it 350. I'm very excited.
I love that you come home and I'm like, Sophia, I'm gonna finish up something, just help, the house.
The only thing I didn't know is the wooden spoon, but I got it all figured out.
I know
I'm like
you know.
down here all set up. No, it's like great. It's just like cooking at my house. So
Well,
it's
one
great.
thing that the first time Sophia came to cook here for our first video, we had no gas, but we didn't tell you, and she had to like cook her rice outside on the barbecue.
on the grill. Yeah. Yo, we did it though. It was fine. Like it was fine, but it's.
And you were
it's
like,
funny.
no worry, it's fine, it's fine.
It's fine. We made it work. There was no heat, and so we were like
No hot water.
So we were no hot water. So we were like cold. You didn't know. At least I don't think you know. I hope you didn't know. We tried to fake it as best as we could.
Well,
but we're
thanks
here
to
now.
you, we're like acting like it was, no, everything's normal. it's
Everything's fine. Oh my God, I've cooked in worse. Trust me. So.
fine. I remember we have one color that we both love. I don't know how you call this, yellow saffron.
Yeah, mustard. It's my favorite color. I feel really strong when I wear it. We are making this turmeric loaf that in honor of mustard. A few options. We'll do a gluten-free version, a non-gluten-free version, but it will be 100% vegan. It's the holidays. People want something decadent, but it's like you see the same stuff all the time.
Do you have this year for Christmas, like this long chocolate cake at the end?
Oh, the log. That
Log.
Yes.
Oh, it's the same
chocolate
word
log.
then.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a turmeric loaf, and I just think it's a little different. The chocolate loaf.
Yeah.
I also love this recipe so much. When creating it, I worked really hard to make it a loaf, or muffins, or a cake. You could put it in a cake pan. I really wanted it to be as versatile as possible. It's also kind of a surprise. So it's a yellow cake, but it's actually red in the center. There's a way to make it not red in the center, but I actually think it's really cool to make it red in the center.
Yeah.
So there's a little science involved, which I think is pretty cool. And then we're gonna make caramel, and we're gonna do it in a way that, number one, without butter, which I think is really
Really?
great.
Also,
Yeah.
it's like water and sugar?
Well, there's coconut butter in it, so we really want to utilize the idea of coconut butter. And when people ask about coconut butter, it's like the difference, like coconut oil, coconut butter.
Yeah, I never understood.
So like, you know the difference between almond oil. So like almond oil is
Yeah,
just the
it's
oil.
just the oil from the
oil.
almond.
So the coconut oil is the
like
same
the-
thing. It's just the oil.
So it's a puree with the...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the coconut butter is really a puree, and I think it's a really interesting way to utilize an awesome ingredient, so it's another good for you food, without adding more fat, like unnecessary bad for you fat, which is like butter, which is typically how you see caramel.
Okay.
Well, you want to try when you're making anything to use a non-reactive bowl, which just means non-metal. You want to make sure you're using glass, or maybe even like cast iron would be okay, but you just want, metal can sometimes have a reaction when you're baking. Here is a cup and a half, I already measured it out.
Cup and a half.
Of all-purpose flour, really simple. It is 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I think about 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And we're gonna actually add a little bit of salt. So this is turmeric here, so go ahead and measure 2 teaspoons of turmeric. It's gonna feel like a lot.
So I always wonder, because for me teaspoon and tablespoon, it's a mystery here, because we
yeah.
don't do the same in French, we do like grams and stuff like this.
Right.
So is it like flush like that, or it has to be a bit more?
In a lot of baking, it has to be like this. I mean, it has to be absolutely perfect. Not this recipe. None of the recipes I will ever write will need to be that exact, because I don't like cooking like that.
Like rigid.
So I don't want anybody else to cook like that. Just throw it in, and if it's a little more, it's not nothing bad is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna cut this. And I should have gotten a little bowl. Let me grab a little cup. We're gonna squeeze. So we're gonna take this lime and we're gonna squeeze it in here. In this particular recipe, the reason you wanna separate this in particular is because this citrus will actually have a chemical reaction with this turmeric, and it will make the whole cake red. So we wanna make sure that we're separating these,
Like a
and we mix
food
them.
painter.
And we mix them at the very end. I'm telling you, there's science involved. We're not gonna use this quite yet, but we are gonna use it, and I just wanted to talk a little bit to that. So this, just 1/4 of a teaspoon. And it's okay if it's a little more. It's not that serious. Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Because we have turmeric, we're gonna put a little black pepper, and I know that sounds crazy. You're like, you wanna make sure you're activating that turmeric, so you do wanna add a little bit. We're also gonna add a little black pepper to the caramel too, which I think is pretty. So now in the blender, we are going to measure 1/2 cup of maple syrup, put it right into the blender. Now, you don't have to blend the wet ingredients. However, for this particular recipe, I think it's helpful.
Okay, so I put the maple syrup
So the maple
in there.
syrup is in there. So then this is coconut. So this is just regular organic shredded coconut.
Okay.
So this is an entire cup. You can put all of that in there, that whole cup in there. Awesome.
Okay.
Tablespoon of vanilla. So the vanilla's there. Yep, the vanilla extract. If you wanted to, you could use a vanilla powder, also delicious. It doesn't affect the integrity of the recipe at all. I just find that it's really easy to just go ahead and add.
There, right?
Yep. And then we are going to add, so this is an entire cup of a mixture of, I mixed oat and cashew milk. You do not have to. There's nothing wrong with just using a cup of oat milk or a cup of cashew milk. Any kind of alternative milk works. I just mix the two.
In there?
Yep. Awesome. And then this is where we integrate the citrus, because remember, we don't want that reaction to happen in this bowl. So just pour just about a tablespoon. What this is going to do is it's going to create a fluffier cake. If you do not do this, the whole cake will be yellow, even on the inside, but it will not be as fluffy. So I do feel like the citrus, I feel like the citrus is really important for the integrity of the recipe. I really do.
Okay.
So now we are going to blend, baby.
Blend. Okay. So the only thing I know is smoothie.
Try smoothie and let's see what happens.
Okay.
Great. It looks pretty good to me.
Right?
And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually, wow. Amazing.
Thank you.
So again, you do not have to blend. I just feel like in terms of the integrity of the recipe, it's really nice to have everything really nice and uniform. And don't be surprised when you put this in that it's not yellow. Like, I know that sometimes you're like, wait, I thought it was a turmeric cake. I thought it was supposed to be yellow. You're going to be fine. It's all going to work out.
Just this smells so good.
And it's crazy because I think that sometimes people would assume that it's not enough sweetener, that it needs more, that you need eggs or something like that. It's just not necessary. And then we're just gonna mix it up. And it's supposed to kind of be, you know, you'll see, it's not the wettest dough. It's not super wet. But
does it mean it's gonna be dry or absolutely not?
It needs, no, oh my God, definitely not dry. It's definitely a bread, but the goal here and the reason that there's so much baking powder is I didn't want there to have to be yeast in this bread. So we have two little bread pans. We're gonna get a little messy, which I don't know about you, but I'm kind of down for.
Yeah.
So if you have some regular coconut
oh my
oil,
God, that's just, you can change my life. I never thought of doing this. This is such a pain when I'm like with the butter doing this.
Well, normally I say no to stuff like this, but this brand, the Spectrum brand, Spectrum Culinary, this is literally just coconut oil in it. It's great. The only preservative is the soy lecithin, which is in most things anyway. So I think it's awesome. I love that brand. So now I am one of the few people that cooks with the ring on. I'm down.
I love that.
I always cook with rings on. I didn't used to. So when I worked in restaurants, it was a big no-no to cook with the ring on. So now I do it because I'm a free agent. You want to get your hands wet, and you see how when I get my hands wet, it doesn't stick to my hands?
Yeah.
So that's like a little trick. The wetter your hands are, the less it's likely to stick. So you're just going to drop it in and just press it down. Kind of bang it down just like this.
So that's a good trick because then you don't have all the dough on the side. Like I would just do that and it will be like.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to have it in your hands first and kind of shape it. Shape it like this first, and then you want to drop it in. Then it's gonna kind of, it'll kind of press itself, and we'll fix the sides here too. But it's really, this is not a fussy. We don't want this to be fussy, right? Also, great thing. A lot of the reasons people don't want to use turmeric is it stains everything, whatever.
Yeah.
Because this has a milk in it, has like an alternative milk in it, a creamy factor. Doesn't stain your hands, which is really, really nice. So you don't have to worry about the turmeric getting all over the place. I think, these are gonna rise a little bit. It's not gonna be crazy, so don't expect a huge rise. Again, it's not a yeasted bread. It's kind of a cross between a bread and a cake.
Like you can put something on it when you.
Yeah, like we're gonna glaze it. We're gonna glaze it like you would a cake. You wanna kind of like get a little noisy. And you wanna get you have your hands a little wet and press it down. Press it down, press it down. Again, because we sprayed the outside, if you don't have a spray, don't worry about it. Just use regular coconut oil or almond oil or grapeseed oil or whatever you want. Another thing that I like doing, if you want to add, sometimes what's really nice, to use tahini on the outside instead of an oil. It lends a really interesting depth of flavor and also makes for a really pretty color on the outside.
Okay.
That's just for baking in general. And we're going to bake these for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. You want the knife to come out clean when you basic.
Okay, so we'll put this in the oven?
Put this in the oven. Yep, the rack should be perfect. Yeah, so just put them in there and I don't know where
How many
my phone
minutes
is.
you said?
45. I'm like, I don't know how to use this oven. This is amazing.
Like this?
Voila. It's time to make caramel. All right, so first things first, we're gonna talk about coconut butter quickly. The coconut butter, this is my favorite brand, Cat Beauty brand. It's delicious, it's organic. I love the way they source their ingredients. But here's the deal, it at room temperature, this is good. So the thing about coconut butter, at room temperature, it is so solid. And some people will be like, oh, just put it in the microwave, blah, blah, blah. No. So what you wanna do is you wanna take some water, you wanna take a pan, say about halfway filled. You just wanna drop it in. And let that kind of do its thing for 5 minutes, and it'll get nice and melted. Feel like, can you take that coconut sugar? Yeah. So this recipe is not just for these loaves. This is for, you can do anything with this caramel. You can put it on your ice cream. Oh my God, you can dip it into stuff. It's awesome. It's delicious.
So pour everything in there?
Yep. About 2 tablespoons of water, maybe a little more. I'm not gonna go crazy. Also, this is cinnamon, put like a teaspoon in there. A teaspoon of cinnamon in there. And then also a teaspoon of the turmeric. We're not gonna use the nutmeg.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, turmeric in there.
Yep. And we're also, because we're putting turmeric in there, we're gonna put a little black pepper in there, which again, sounds bizarre, but it's not, it's delicious, I assure. Doesn't matter if it's sweet, we salt it. So I'd say just about a little dab of salt in there.
This?
Yep, that's perfect. And then this is baking soda. Now, I know that sounds absolutely bizarre. Why would you put baking soda in there? What the baking soda is gonna do is it's gonna keep everything emulsified and liquidy. So even after this is not hot anymore, it'll still be nice and liquidy. So it almost acts as a preservative. So I like putting it in. You can use this.
All of it?
No, so measure, oh Jesus. This you want to be pretty exact with, because again, I mean, it's caramel, so one more of those.
Okay.
But one of my favorite uses for this exact caramel is actually on popcorn. So if you have some popcorn and you want to make a caramel popcorn, this is excellent. And once we heat this, it's like low heat.
Okay.
The thing about sugar is it's easy to burn. It'll burn very easily. You want to keep the water nearby when we heat it, just because in case we want to thicken it, in case we, whatever, we just want to have the water nearby. And these walnuts we're going to chop. So actually, while that's happening, let's go ahead and chop these walnuts. You can dump those out and chop them up. And then once we chop them up, we put them right back in the bowl. We're not going to heat them.
Okay.
Awesome. Again, it's just a super nice rough chop. Doesn't need to be like, if anything, it's kind of pretty when it's kind of like big and chunky and rough and rustic looking, Beautiful. Perfect. Love that.
Like this?
Yep, and put those right back in that
bowl?
Right back in the bowl. Right back where we got them. Okay, now let's finish this guy. Nice and melted. See that? Boom. Now it doesn't need to be exact. If you wanted to put a little more in there, go ahead and dump that in that pot. Maybe even a little extra because we're having fun. And we're gonna put this on right back here on low heat, and we're gonna use a wooden utensil to stir. Super low. And just go ahead and stir it to incorporate it, Violette, but it doesn't need to be like completely stirred up, If you notice it needs some more water, you just add a tablespoon at a time, but it will melt down. It definitely will. And you know what? Just because I'm feeling fancy, let's add a little
I like
vanilla.
that.
Just because. Why not?
Oh, it smells so good.
Right? And that will, do its thing and it'll melt and cook. And
so should I leave it?
Yeah, just leave it. Awesome. Violette, look at this. Look at that.
Oh my God.
It's so yummy. It is so yummy. I'm just gonna, okay. Just wanted to make sure this is good. You can just you can add a tiny bit. Just want to add a little bit of water. You don't need a ton. It's all very gradual, And then at this point, go ahead and just put the nuts in there. Boom.
The smell, you guys, I wish you could smell that.
Just turn it off and we'll add 1 teaspoon of water and then just let it kind of do its thing. And when we're ready for it, we'll come for it. And again, we put that baking soda in there. The reason we put that in is so that this stays really nice and liquidy and keeps. And if you freeze this, if you put it in the freezer, it will get solid too. So if you did want to just have make something solid.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. So now we're done. We just have to wait. We have 35 minutes for these cakes to bake.
Should I do my part?
We can do that part.
Okay. So I don't really know yet exactly what I'm gonna do. I just know the colors I want to use.
Whatever.
I'm gonna get a bit of powder.
Okay. Because I'm sweaty. I'm in the kitchen. I need
No,
it.
you're glowing.
No, that's what she says. Oh, it's glow. I'm like, no, it's sweat, baby. Oh, that's so funny.
So I'm just gonna powder a little bit. I actually love when the skin is very glowy because I keep it all. I'm just gonna remove what you think is gonna look oily. Because I always say between glowy and oily, there's one step.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
So just here. And one place you don't want to have shine is like, well, you don't, but just to show you guys, it's like on the jar.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna put now a little bit on your eyelid to prep for the eyeshadow. So I kind of wanted to do like a glitter liner in the crease.
Yes.
And have a base with a little something. First, I'm gonna have a bit of blush.
I love this brand.
I really love them too. They did a highlighter that is really good. I don't know if you tried it.
No, I haven't.
So I always put the blush on the cheeks, on the apple, because it looks like you just woke up from a nap, and it's not gonna look like you are contouring your face.
We don't do that.
No
contouring. It always just kind of makes me look almost hard, like kind of more, like you know.
I see.
I don't. Kind of ages me. I think it does.
I saw this color that is actually like my outfit.
Love it.
This saffron color. So I was thinking, so let's try. Such a nice color. Just all over your eyelid. So what I do, when you grab the brush, you're gonna have more pigments. So I always start in the center because this is where I want to have more pigment, and by the lash line a lot, and then I can blend it on the around. Color, so you see there's more intensity in the center. And then let's try a liner with glitter. So you can either buy one that is already made, but I really like this color.
It's just like the bread.
Yeah. So the idea is like you use the lash glue, put it on like this, and then I can dip this guy, and then right on tip, and then you go and you just have your liner.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's a bit more
Create
technical.
your own. Yeah, but whatever, that's what we're here for. We're doing it.
So I'm not gonna draw all around. I'm doing like a third, just because it's gonna dry. I'm not gonna have time to apply it. So it's gonna fall, but then after you just blow on it, it's gonna go away. The extra one. I don't want the line to be too rigid as well.
Okay.
So if it's not like completely graphic, it's okay. It's almost like a hint of light.
Yeah, a little peak.
Exactly, in your crease. Okay.
It feels like so secure. Like it's like
Yeah. Also, the good thing about doing glitter in the crease or eyeliner in the crease is that it's not, it's not gonna go.
Oh, right.
How do you say?
Yeah,
migrate.
fall where it falls. Yeah.
And then I'm just doing a little curve.
Yeah,
out.
right at the end.
Yep. Okay, so when this is done.
Oh, the fallout. You just get rid of it.
So that's a good thing about putting a tiny bit of powder. I'm gonna remove whatever. So you can use eyebrow brush, and it's gonna grab the glitter without damaging your makeup. So with this look, it's good that you put a lot of mascara to have this sort of twiggy style. On the bottom for this look. Sunset eyes. So
All right, it's
Christmas.
my turn. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, here we go. But it's more here, right?
Yeah, so what I like to do too is like, I put all the products on this, and then I pad, so you're sure that pigment, and then,
Yeah.
see?
All right.
So that's the part where you have to look a bit chin down,
Yeah,
a bit.
because
in
I need
between.
my. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
You have to put a lot of glue.
I probably shouldn't put it on my actual eyelash. Okay.
And you remember the stamp on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you did it, I feel it so, it feels like secure. I think I can do it now. Hold on. Oh yeah. So I need to go up a little more, right?
Yeah, exactly. Perfection. Tons of it. It's gonna fall. It's fine. We'll take care of it after. You do stamp. You see, that's why you need to have tons of glitter.
Stamp. No, I'm gonna get this. Damn it. See?
That's
a little better.
That's good.
It's a little better. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. All right. Because it needs to kind of be, it needs to be more than what you think you need. I think I just need to get over the fact that it's gonna fall. And now I'm coming down.
Yeah, down.
It's so
Almost.
Damn it!
Wait. It's like this part is too high and this part is too low, but when you take off both, you have the right shape.
Well, let's just change everything and then we're good.
I'm gonna add a little bit more thickness to it.
Okay. It looks so good. I think I'm just, the next video she's just gonna do the makeup the whole time. I'm like,
No.
I
still remember this first video we did with this like copper liner.
It's my favorite, and I still do that. I do it all the time. I love this mascara. Yo, this liner is insane. This is exactly the cake. Yes, it's exactly it. Like the same exact colors.
One.
So they do rise a little bit. See? Two. And this is sort of, this is the magic of this bread, in that they can kind of come out differently, which we love.
Yeah, this one is more yellow.
And this one. So this is very hot. I don't recommend this, but I have used to touching hot things. I know, isn't that crazy?
Oh my god.
I lost feeling in this hand, so this is really not that hot to me. You saw me just get that out of the oven, right?
Oh my god.
Boom. Look how they're different. Isn't that crazy? It can just happen. It's this magic turmeric bread, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you
What
gotta
causes
call
that?
it that like this.
What causes that, again, is the citrus. So that's another reason why you want to do them separate. If you don't want this to happen and you want a completely and totally yellow loaf all the way through, don't add any citrus, but I highly recommend you add it because it's just an extra oomph. Now, we are going to
Turn this on.
turn it on.
Very low.
Yeah, pretty low. I'm gonna pour caramel all over these. So,
Oh, okay, I see why you needed this. Okay.
yeah. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. Honestly, before you take them out of the pan, they should probably cool for 10 minutes. Definitely before we cut them. So you want these to rest for at least 10 minutes before you try to cut them. Do not try to cut them. Right now, we're just gonna dress them with that amazing caramel glaze. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, look at that. You can be very kind of like dainty with this. So we'll do one that we just kind of like, you know, just kind of drizzle.
Goodness.
But I happen to love it when it's literally all over.
Yeah. That's what we want.
Yeah, so I mean literally all over. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, just more is more.
Yes.
A little bit more on this side. And I like to do it in this glass pan. And we'll dress it, and then once we're done, we'll pull them out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna garnish. We're gonna take a little bit of turmeric, and we're just gonna on top. Boom.
Okay, heaven.
And there you go. When you're ready, so you just find the two corners here, and then now you can just sort of dress it onto the cutting board. Cool. Awesome.
Oh my god.
We are going to, let's cut into one. And we'll cut into him. Awesome. But you see the inside. This is the best part for me, because look how the inside looks compared to the outside. It's literally just like my makeup.
It's exactly like my makeup.
It's the same thing. I'm getting a little nuts in there. If you wanted, you could also use nuts on the inside of the bread. That's definitely a possibility. I'm just gonna stack this, and then we're gonna do something amazing. I know, but it's just for, so like if you were to have this in the house, and then you could cut it, but then you could take a little extra and just kind of drizzle it on top.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you know? This one, because it's gonna be warm. All right, I'm gonna have this piece. I'm not even gonna use it. It's so good, right?
The texture is amazing.
Isn't it great? I know, especially because it's vegan.
That is like so,
I know.
Like so good.
I know. It's almost kind of breakfasty too. But this caramel is
It was
insane.
so easy to do though.
I know.
So we're gonna put the recipe online.
And we can't waste this.
I'm just gonna, yeah, thank you.
I think that some people would think that it's not going to be sweet, but it's sweet. It's just sweet enough. But this is a really nice balance, and it doesn't make you feel like you want to die afterwards, which I think is so great. Sometimes when you have something, you're like,
Yeah, I know this feeling.
right. It is not that feeling. Some ice cream, you want to have it with some coffee or some tea, also awesome. But I happen to think it's really great, like dessert, you know? If you're looking for something that's not completely and totally decadent and just horrible for you, you know?
It's really amazing.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cut, what? Thank you, give me a
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please keep tagging Sophia and I when you recreate the recipes that make us so happy. And we wish you an amazing end of the year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the love and the happiness for you guys.